Welcome back to the Cave of Wonders, Dreamwalkers. I am your Sith Lord Callous for Lord Callous TV, and this is another rancorous recap and review. Star Wars has just announced that The Bad Batch will return for a second season, which is great news, just before the release of Part 1 of the season finale. They're calling Episode 15 Return to Kamino, and it delivers some exciting twists and purposeful action, so let's talk about it. Last week, we saw Hunter get captured by Crosshair, so naturally this week's episode, Return to Kamino, will be another rescue mission for the Batch. It's part 1 of a 2-part season finale, and we learn that the Empire is repurposing the Kaminoan cloning efforts and will only make use of their science officers, leaving the Prime Minister's fate to our imagination. Meanwhile, Clone Force 99 leaves Gregor in Sid's care back at the base camp, as they plot to rescue Hunter. Knowing how Gregor gets down, it's probably not the best idea to bring him along on a covert mission. The Bad Batch has come full circle. They are back where it all began on Kamino. And having spent so much time with Nala Se through the years, Omega is privy to a secret landing pad hidden beneath the water, and a passage into the facility. This will allow the clones to land undetected and make their way into the base. I thought this entire sequence was done very well, taking us back to Attack of the Clones when Obi-Wan Kenobi first arrived at the cloning facility. The music and even the animation having Omega's hair change as if it were truly wet and being rained on. It was all done very nicely. But inside Nala Se's secret lab, Omega tells the Batch that this is where they were all actually created. In fact, she explains that she actually watched as Clone Force 99 was growing in their tubes. Now, I could have misunderstood that scene, and perhaps she was talking about other augmented clones in general, but it sounded to me as if she was speaking directly about the Batch themselves, which I thought was a cool addition to the story. Omega would have actually been their older sister, contrary to her current age. Now, Crosshair uses Hunter's communication device to bait the rest of the Batch, but no one is fooled on either side. More than anything, he's counting on their "no man left behind" code to trap his former squad mates. And during a conversation with Hunter, Crosshair admits to feeling betrayed and reveals that he had no option besides trying to kill his former friends. Of course, Hunter blames his behavior or misguidance on the inhibitor chip, and tries to convince Crosshair that he is being misled. So the Batch follow Hunter's signal underneath their former training room. Before they make their move, they decide that Omega and AZ should remain behind in case they are ambushed, and of course they are. Crosshair and his new squad of TK troopers, which are the new conscripted stormtroopers, are waiting for the Batch when they arrive. Now in this scene, we learn that Crosshair, like his brothers, has had his inhibitor chip removed. When this happened was not revealed, or if it's even true, but the weight of this admission hits Hunter like a ton of bricks. It means that Crosshair, like his brothers, has been acting on his own free will. But all that said, the sniper still wants nothing more than to fight alongside his former squad mates. Like Vader to Luke, Crosshair pleads with his brothers to join him in the Empire. And while I thought this scene was cool in its entirety, it only further muddied the waters the inhibitor chip concept is floating around in. I'm trying to give them an opportunity to explain it and keep the continuity, but the idea behind it seems to be unraveling with each new episode. Crosshair removing his own chip or having it removed, Hauser making a speech that moves his brothers to the point of laying down their weapons. What's the point of the chip now? Anyway, Omega attempts to free the Batch from their captors as Crosshair presents his brothers with one last chance to join the Empire. But Omega's plan backfires, causing Crosshair to fight alongside his squad mates to eliminate the training droids. The Bad Batch does what they do best, and once the droids are destroyed, Hunter is forced to stun Crosshair and carry his unconscious body with them as they try to escape the cloning facility. The TK troopers leave their former leader for dead and abandon the platform to one of the 3 Star Destroyers hovering above in the atmosphere. That's when Moff Tarkin clears Admiral Rampart to destroy the facility, which he does in a beautifully animated sequence, and that's where this episode comes to an end. This was a really good episode in my opinion and worthy of the first part in this finale. I felt like it was long enough to tell the story it needed to tell and keep me interested in what's to come. I'm pleased to hear that they will be getting a second season and can't wait to see what that has to offer. I only had one or two gripes with this first installment. Truthfully, I would have preferred for Crosshair to be conscious during that bombardment so that he can see firsthand how little the Empire cares for him and his brothers. And I hope they give more clarity to what is going on with these damn inhibitor chips. The ambiguity doesn't sit well with me when dealing with science that should be absolute. But you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments. How have you enjoyed this first season so far? Are you excited to be getting a second season? Now, if you're new here to the channel, please consider subscribing. I'd love to get to 6,000 Dreamwalkers before the end of the summer. Then hit that like button and join the Dreamwalkers on our galactic YouTube journey. Now, I'd like to thank my channel members that allow me to bring you this great Star Wars content. John Matrix, Rhodes Rants, Biggles Metz, Callisto Arcus, Keaton Haas, Drunk 3PO, Lord Vito, Daryl the Derelict, Rob Heaston, RC from the NYC, and Ord's Board. Thank you so much for your support. And always remember that peace is a lie. There's only passion. Through passion I gain strength, and through strength I gain power. Through power I gain victory, and through victory my chains are broken. The Force shall free me. That is why I do what I love. And I hope you love what I do. This has been a rancorous recap and review. Until next time.